This is going to be totally different. It's not in the books, what have you. This is straight freestyle from 12 years of experience. And this is basically for you guys, okay? This is very, very important. To build an internet department or a business development center, you can't just have one thing, okay? Over the years, I've kind of come up with a very strong philosophy. It's called the 4 Ps. Okay, it's the 4 Ps. So what I do is, on a piece of paper, I'm going to draw almost like a 4 square. P, 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 P. Okay, this is going to be products, people, process, and promotions. I'm going to explain it this way. An internet department or a business development center is like an ecosystem. Okay, a better example, it's like a human body. You have a brain, you've got lungs, pancreas, spleen, liver, heart, all that stuff. You could get up in the morning, do your exercises, go to weight training, have a personal coach, be healthy as can be, and all of a sudden, what can happen? Have a brain aneurysm and drop dead. You cannot live unless you have multiple things happening simultaneously in your body. Would everybody agree with that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Louder, please?
Yes.
Okay, I want definitely loud affirmations or declines here. This is important. Same thing, let's take an automobile. It's more than just metal that makes a car a car. You've got an engine, transmission, suspension, you've got fuel, you've got metal, you've got rubber, and that might be a car, an automobile, but now to have an automobile equate to velocity, there's got to be multiple things happening simultaneously to have an automobile that's going vroom vroom, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so now this is what I'd say one of the biggest factors why dealerships are not successful, because they don't understand that there's got to be a holistic approach. I'm going to repeat that statement, a holistic approach. You need to make sure the 4 Ps are in order. And what I mean by that is that there's 4 critical categories or 4 critical quadrants in building an effective internet department. This will help you maximize your department. If you do not do this, you will never truly maximize the department's potential. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
Now, besides building the internet department on a 4P strategy, this is how you diagnose a problem. Let's just say for my directors, my dealers, my managers, if your department doesn't work for whatever reason, you're not selling the cars that you projected or you forecasted, you're not selling the cars that you needed to, or you hope to, or your dealer wants you to, if something's wrong, instead of saying, oh, no, something's wrong, what's wrong? Okay, what you do is you look at your 4 Ps. There's so many things going on in the department. Jason, right or wrong? Okay? It's hard to go, okay, my internet's broken, what's wrong? It's easier to hit a quadrant. Is it in my product section? Is it in my people section? Is it in my process section? Is it in my promotion section? It's much easier to build in quadrants and diagnose problems in quadrants than trying to just figure out this whole huge mess. I think there's an expression, and it's corny, but it's very fitting right here. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Exactly. You know, how do you deal with an internet department? One step or one quadrant at a time. Does anybody have any questions about that? I'm going to actually go into the quadrants, obviously. But does anybody have any questions about the philosophy of the 4 Ps? We're good. Anybody else on this side? By show of hands, does everybody agree with this concept at least?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. All right. And time count?
418.
Okay, we're good. All right. Now, what I do is when a dealer wants to engage my services and they want me to build an internet department, step 1, before we even get into this, okay, so I'm going to put it at the bottom right here. Step 1 is to qualify. Dr. Covey says, seek first to understand before being understood. I'm going to repeat that statement. Seek first to understand before being understood. So before I go into a dealership and say, this is what you got to do, this is dealer synergy, we know what we're doing 12 years, come on. My very first thing I do is qualify. I want to find out where you're at here. So what you need to do when you go back to the dealerships or when we engage or whatever it is that you need to just take a snapshot of where you're at. Go through your products. Okay, who is my DMS? Who is my CRM or ILM? Okay, what do my templates look like? What do my scripts look like? You know, my inventory management tool, who does my window stickers, all that stuff. You know, do I have a rewards program, etc. Products. Now let me define the first quadrant here. Products are anything that doesn't generate you money, like leads, etc. Now website could be considered, you know, in the promotion category, but I put websites under the products category. I've got DMS, CRM, ILM, template scripts. Now, I'm going to give you the example for Buchanan Toyota over there. They didn't have an IT set up. Same situation, which is funny. They actually have Yvonne flying in. You know what I mean? They had to build a whole entire network from scratch. That means your hardware, your software, your phone systems, your headsets. That means, you know, your network security, your antivirus, your Windows, your browsers, your instant messaging. Wait a second. You need to make sure that that's all accounted for. Not only do you have it, because most dealerships have that stuff, but is it set up the right way? Now, I'm going to stick with the products for the rest of this tape. It's very important on a product side to identify first, what tools do you have? You need to have a quick snapshot on all that. What tools do we have in place? Are they set up the right way? Do they have the right strategy, the right psychology, the right symmetrics, the right details? I'll give you an example. Time check?
7 minutes.
Okay. Your website. I got people asking me all the time, what's my best website? What's the best website provider? What makes a great website? You know what it is? I have my personal opinions, but sometimes dealers are stuck in a website. It's not the website. It's the content on the website. It's making sure you have all the right details. And I'm going to actually do that a little later on. I'm going to go through a website, tell you what I think a great website should be. But it is the content on there. It is the psychology. It is the strategy. The templates. You know, let's talk about a CRM. What's the best CRM? You know how I really feel about CRMs. However, if you have a CRM, it could be the worst CRM out there, but if you have the right action plans, the right automation, the right email templates, the right phone scripts, the right escalation, all the details are set up. You have the custom reporting, the custom analytics. That is what's most important. It's not the stupid logo on your website or your CRM. It is the content perpetuating that. Does that all make sense? Same thing for your computers. I mean, like, I've got dealers that don't want to spend money on getting a Mac computer. You know what I mean? You know, not anybody in particular. I'm just saying, like, I have a lot of dealerships that don't want to spend money on Mac computers because they're a little bit more money than PCs, but they want to drop $15,000 on a direct mailer with a 1% return if they're lucky. Do you know what I'm saying? I've got dealers that don't want to, you know, set up, instant messaging capabilities in their dealership because they're like, my employees are going to play around. Sounds like you got a management issue. How are you not going to engage people and help yourself sell more cars more profitably, more often, because you can't control your staff and your employees at your dealership? Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah. Oh, we don't allow our staff to access Facebook. Really? They still make you like Betamax? What is wrong with you? I mean, seriously. It's the #1 website on the planet, bigger than Google. It goes back and forth, Google, Facebook. 50% of people access their Facebooks off their cell phones. Facebook's the #1 form of communication, but you don't want to engage your customers? I feel bad for you. Don't let another Dealer Synergy, client be your competitor, because you're done. That's all just from the quadrant side of things. Stop.